Michigan and Michigan International Speedway. Beautiful parts of the country here, the Irish Hills of Michigan, as the fans always enjoy the high speeds that take place at Michigan International Speedway. Getting ready for NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying. It will set the field for Sunday's race, and we expect to see incredible speeds once again. Alongside Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton, I'm Rick Allen. In practice earlier today, we saw average speeds around this 2-mile track at 201 miles an hour, which is 2 miles an hour faster than the pole speed from the June race here. Are we going to expect to see them even go faster in qualifying?
Well, remember, Rick, they took downforce away to make the cars go slower in the corner, and they're still going, approaching the corner at almost 220 miles an hour. So, yeah, we're going to see high speeds in qualifying without a doubt. And what's really going to be interesting is it seems like as you run these tires a little bit, they may get a little faster, so that could make round 1 and round 2 extremely interesting.
Well, I think not only do the tires get faster as cars are on the racetrack, but the track gains more grip. So the Sprint Cup cars were the first cars on the racetrack today when we saw those high speeds of 201 miles an hour, but we've had 2 truck series practices that in my mind have only made the groove better. Maybe give them a little more leeway in case they miss a groove by a couple feet, they'll still be able to jump back in the gas. So I expect to see much higher speeds here in qualifying.
Will the temperature change from our first practice until now? Will that come into play? Because during the first practice, the air temperature was 77 degrees and 83 degrees. Now, track was 109, now 121. Will that scrub any speed off?
What's interesting is historically here you pick up a lot of speed in qualifying. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like to me you pick up speed here in qualifying, but it is definitely warmer right now, and the track temps up, and trucks were just on the track, and that raises the track temp. So I think the track temp will go down as qualifying proceeds. So I don't know. I think taking off will be really interesting to see those first cars, how they ran versus what they were in practice.
Yeah, I mean, this race weekend is a couple weeks later in the year than it normally is here at Michigan. The second race, only 3 races until we set the Chase Field at Richmond. So I think the type of weather we're seeing and the change in weather is pretty normal for up here. It's really going to which crew chiefs, which drivers have adapted, have really guessed the best on how this track is going to change, because with all that extra practice and those high speeds, it is not going to drive like it did this morning. As much like Jeff said, remember, 3 rounds of qualifying, Rick. So it's not just, are you good in round 1? To sit on the pole, you have to be good in round 3. So that's at least 3 runs, maybe 4, maybe even 5 to get through all 3 rounds.
Is anyone surprised by, you mentioned crew chief driver hitting it? How about Chad Knaus and Jimmie Johnson in the first practice, second quick? We haven't seen a lot of that out of Hendrick Motorsports, but we are seeing it today.
Well, a little bit of signs of life, right? I mean, we can't believe we're talking about, are you surprised to see Jimmie Johnson? I mean, we're talking about a 6-time champion, a crew chief 6-time champion. So we haven't seen the speed from the 48 car, for that matter, all of Hendrick Motorsports. So if they can leave here today with a strong qualifying effort, I think that says a lot. I think that means that they are making ground. And trust me, as the chase approaches, it does matter who can go fast right now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It is maybe a little surprising, but call me in 4 more races, and we'll see how the 48's doing, because his resume would prove that when the chase gets here and it's playoff time, he seems to find playoff level and consistently runs well in those final 10 races.
How important is qualifying? The last 2 pole winners went on to win the race at Michigan. Will that continue on, that tradition? We'll hear from some drivers when we come back.